animals chew through the hay net?
Never. No, actually, they definitely can. You know what? You are typically working with animals that they can break down barns. They can bust a trailer apart. So for us or anybody that tells you that they can't break a net would be lying. And you know, with us and what we've done in our research, we've really decided that there's a fine line between being strong enough and being safe. And so we really try and kind of float that line. But really, in the end, would you rather have a $500 vet bill or would you rather buy a new net? That's kind of where we're at with it. So our original line is all meant to be able to be horse durable. Most people have, you know, plenty of years, 5-7 years out of them.
Yeah.
But you know, if something happens, if somebody decides to stick shoes on their horse, that I forgot I put shoes on my horse and I've had my nets for 4 years, and all of a sudden the horse gets shoes the first time and they hook a net. I want that net to break. And if it doesn't break, you know, I mean, you run more of a risk at a horse getting injured. So our heavy duty line is made to be a lot more durable, strong, but we do suggest using that with a feeder because of the fact that if they paw, you know, things happen. These are horses, these are animals, you know, there's people that have horned animals. You know, we have a ton of people that have it with cattle that have horns. Do we suggest it? No, we can't suggest that. You know, I mean, that would be silly for us to say, oh yeah, go use it on all your horned animals. Do they do it? All the time. But that's not something we can tell you to do because it just runs a risk. So.
You know, and there's one thing that really makes a difference for when you're introducing the nets. You know, a lot of times the horses will be really worried. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I used to be able to just put my head in it and eat it, and now I can't. Right. So they get sometimes a little frustrated. So then what we suggest is to put some loose hay out, because if you don't do that, then a lot of times they're gonna it's like me sitting you down to a really good steak dinner.
And you haven't eaten for a while because we made you clean up all of the rest of the food, right? Because everybody waits until every scrap is gone and put a bail out.
Yep. So you're sitting at the table with a really good steak dinner, just juicy and ready to eat.
Everybody else ate the bread, right? At the and you're like, oh.
And you're starving, and I give you chopsticks and say,
here
have
you go.
fun.
Right.
You're gonna be like.
And some people are natural born chopstick users, you know? Some of these horses know within 2 bites, they know how to do it.
But in most cases, it's really frustrating because we're restricting how fast they can eat. And even if it's temporary, you know, they might try to break the net because that's all they know is if they need something, they break it. You know, if the horse is out of food and there's grass on the other side of the fence, they're going to try to break out to get to the grass. It's the same thing. But the benefit of having our nets, you know, the way they are is that they're knotted, so you can easily repair it.
Right.
And so that's one thing that's really, really, really a good reason to use the knotted nets because they're easily repairable.
So we've kind of bounced around on all those things, but can a hole happen? Yes, a hole can happen.
They will not ingest the net.
No, they're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna sit there and eat the net. Horses, you know.
It's like going to McDonald's. If you go and you get a hamburger, it comes in paper that's completely food grade and edible. But once you find out that the burger's inside, are you even gonna bother with the paper?
And
no.
Just think about how a horse can flip weed out of the side of its mouth when it's grazing out there. The horse is gonna pick it up. They're gonna wiggle their lips. They drop the net. They keep the hay in their mouth. Now there are the random horses that will pull and pull and pull, and there's the fluffers. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, but they typically, if they make a hole, it's as big as their mouth. Now all of a sudden their friend finds it, and then they're making it bigger, is what happens. And so
fix it right away.
Fix it right away.
Yep.
But yeah, otherwise, yes, they can happen. Does it happen often? Typically not, and it usually happens within the 30 days, and that's why we offer a warranty. So once, if they have any troubles, hopefully they call. We're going to call and be giving a check on quality and customer service there with all of our customers to make sure that they're happy at, you know, about 3 weeks into it. And so when you hear us calling, that's what we're calling for, just to make sure you're happy. So.